Okay, I'm very exposed. I don't have on a nerd t-shirt today and it's tripping me out. What's going on, y'all? My name is Megan. Welcome to This Past Romance. This is my YouTube channel. I talk to you guys about books, typically romance books, and pretty much whatever else I feel like talking about. Typically books. Still, I'm not very interesting. And today's video is my KU TBR for the months of June and July. Here's how I want to do this. Because I put a lot of thought into this. I want to make this kind of a rolling TBR, where any books that are still on the TBR at the end of July that I've decided I still want to read, but I just didn't get around to reading it in those 2 months, are going to move on to the August TBR, and then I'll just talk about, I'll tell you, like, these books are still on the TBR, these books that I wanted to read at one time, maybe started them and didn't finish them, these are off the TBR, and here are the new books coming on. And then all these books, I'm not going to do like a KU wrap up, they'll all be in my monthly wrap ups at the end of the month. So now that you have that information as to how I want to do this, because you needed it for some reason, let's just jump into talking about the books. So the first book on the TBR list is Availa Vines by Tillie. If you don't know, I read the first book in the Hades Hangman series, It Ain't Me Babe by Tillie, and I can't, there's all kinds of trigger warnings for that book, but holy moly, it is fantastic. I loved everything about it, and I've been dying to read more Tillie, and I just haven't yet. So, and I've been itching to read this book, but I've not let myself read these until I film this video. Like, this is my reward. I get to pick whatever I want off this list for filming this video, and I get to read it tonight as I go to bed. So Availa Vines has a 6.4 out of 5-star rating on Amazon, and it follows Carissa, who is a duchess of a pure Italian bloodline. She is supposed to marry into the former monarchy of Italy. Italy doesn't acknowledge the monarchy anymore, and Carissa is set to marry who would have been their prince. But then she meets a man named Achilles, and Achilles is the royal winemaker for the former royal family. This sounds very interesting and very different, and I'm really excited to read this one because I didn't expect to like It Ain't Me Babe as much as I did. And if this book blows my socks off, Tillie has the potential to like be Katie Roberts status. And it's hard to be Katie Roberts status on this channel. The second book on my KU TBR is Road to Nowhere by M. Robinson. It has a 4.6 out of 5-star rating on Amazon. M. Robinson had me from Best Friend's Little Sister Motorcycle Club. I don't know what else anyone else needs. And you guys, if you've been around long enough, you know, last summer Tamika did a video recommending Brother's Best Friend romance books. She did it for me before I had a YouTube channel. Brother's best friend, best friend's brother, best friend's sibling, sibling best friend. Any of those, give them to me. I love them. I'm willing to give them all a shot. I love a best friend sibling combination. And this one has a motorcycle club. A motorcycle club. The hero is also former military and is very protective over his loved ones. So I'm really excited to read this one. Again, they had me from Best Friend's Little Sister Motorcycle Club. When I was doing my research to like look through KU and figure out what books I wanted to read, I read that and I sent it to Tamika and I was like, we have to read this book. You and I have to read this book. The next book on the list is Protecting You by Kingsley. I'm not going to go back into the Kingsley spiel. If you're one of the sweet souls that sat through my 40-minute May wrap up, first of all, I'm so sorry. So sorry. Second of all, you know what's going on. You know why we're reading Kingsley. This book has a 4.5 out of 5-star rating on the Amazon. And it is a small town romance. They are childhood best friends, and a tragedy splits them up. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if this is a missed opportunity. I don't know if it's a second chance romance. I don't know what kind of tragedy split them up. I don't know if it just split up like the friends. But I'm very excited to read this one. I am so excited to read this book. I've been reading other things very similar to some of these, and I think it has sparked the change in my reading. So, fourth book on the list is Coach's Daughter by Jessa Kane. Again, if you were one of the sweet souls who sat through my 40-minute video, you saw the rage in my eyes over the ending of Bulky, and I'm not going to go back into it. But I liked the first 85 pages of Bulky enough that I'm willing to give Jessa Kane another shot. I think that they're a gifted author. Coach's Daughter is also a basketball romance, which is something that I've not read a ton of. I've done football, I've done hockey, I've done baseball. But basketball is, I feel like, a sport that I don't feel oh, and MMA, obviously. I've obviously done a ton of, like, give me all the MMA romances. Especially if they're done well and they describe MMA properly. But this is a basketball romance, and I live in Kentucky. I'm born and raised in Kentucky. Was a Kentucky Wildcat fan for years. I don't really follow basketball anymore. I'm pretty excited to read this one. It is forbidden. Apparently the coach has told his players, you can't date my daughter. And the hero of this book decided that he was going to do it anyway. So I'm pretty excited. It sounds like a forbidden romance. And if Jessa Kane can write this as well as she did Bulky, up until the end of Bulky, I'm not going to be disappointed. Next on the list is MrFixer Upper by Lucy Score. Lucy Score is a new to me author, and I'm excited to give him a shot. This book has a 4.7 out of 5 on Amazon, and I feel like that's really high. It's the highest on this list. It's the highest on my list, so I'm excited to read it. This story follows a producer and a home renovation reality star. We have a protective, grumpy hero, and my notes say, honestly, Lucy Score had me from the I'm washing your damn hair at the beginning of the synopsis. There's apparently a shower scene. The hero, for whatever reason, ends up washing her hair, and listen, you got me. I gotta know. I gotta know. I gotta read it. It'll be read probably this weekend, honestly. Next on the list is Dirty Talk by Landish. This is another new to me author. It had a 4.4 out of 5-star rating on Amazon. And Derek is a radio host that talks about sex and relationships, and somehow forms some kind of sexual relationship. I don't know if it's like over the phone, if it's through the radio, like if she's like a regular caller to his radio show, but that's a really interesting premise. So I'm really excited. Next on the list is Catching Him by Aurora Rose Reynolds. Did you catch that accent when I said Aurora? I have to stop. I have to slow down and say it. 4.4 out of 5 stars on Amazon. My notes say I love an alpha. So apparently it's an alpha romance. I don't know. We're gonna find out. I don't know. Next on the list is Arranged by Vanessa Waltz, new to me author. This book has a 4.3 out of 5 on Amazon. It is described as a dark mafia romance by the author in the Amazon synopsis. This book follows Mia, who is set to marry her sister's fiance after her sister passes away, and Mia just wants out of the mob life, but she has to stay in. Okay, here's the thing. I have not read any mafia romances like published. If you could see the fan fictions I've been reading lately, you would not be shocked. But because you can't, you probably are a little surprised. Just know, everyone is shocked that I'm trying to read dark mafia romances. I have to get off the fanfiction websites. Next on the list is Ink by Elizabeth Hunter. Elizabeth Hunter is another new to me author, as most of these authors are. This book has a 4.6 out of 5 star rating on Amazon. Emmy goes to California to sell her grandmother's bookstore, but she decides to keep it. Ox is a tattoo artist that needs a workspace, and they create a bookshop slash tattoo studio. And I think that sounds really interesting, and I'm super excited to read that one. And the last book on the list before my camera dies is The Secret to Dating Your Best Friend's Sister by Meghan Quinn. We know I love Meghan Quinn. This book has a 4.3 out of 5 stars. I love Meghan Quinn, and it's brother's best friend, so I have to read it. That's it for me. This was super short, super sweet. So until my next video, stay well. All my socials will link down below. Links to these books will be down below, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye.